do you think's going to happen in the Super Bowl? This is a very interesting matchup. And, I mean, Eagles are the favorite, but it's close. And Andy Reid, 2 weeks to prepare, very scary. Also, they have the greatest quarterback of all time, in my opinion. What do you think is going to happen?
I like the Kansas City Chiefs, but here's the thing. Kansas City is awfully banged up. I mean, I'm looking at their team, and they've got like 5 guys that are key guys that are all hurt.
Name them. Name them.
Juju Smith-Schuster.
What's his problem?
Cole Hardman's out. Kadarius Toney hurt.
Ooh.
Willie Gay, who was hurt until the Niner game, and then was awesome in the Niner game. The weak side backer, he's hurt. Jarius Sneed, who I think is their best defensive back, period, he's hurt. So if none of those guys play, I think it's a really, really close game. But I think Sneed's going to go. I think Gay's going to go. I think Smith-Schuster is going to wind up going. And I like Kansas City. I mean, the Eagles have not been tested at all. They played the easiest schedule in the NFL statistically. And then what did they do? They played the New York Giants at home, and then they played the Niners with their 4th string quarterback. They haven't played anybody. I'll take Kansas City. I thought the AFC. Well,
it's not like Purdy got hurt in the parking lot or at home in the apartment. I mean, he got knocked out, and then Josh Johnson got knocked out too.
It was kind of.
I'm just saying.
I know, but I mean, so you think Mahomes is getting knocked out? Because I don't.
No, I'm not saying that.
I'll take Mahomes. I'm going to take Mahomes and Andy Reid and Chris Jones and Isaiah Pacheco. And I think the back 7 of the Chiefs defense with Bolton and then the rookie. I think their rookie corners are playing really, really well. I'll give Kansas City a lot of credit for coaching up their guys. McDuffie has been awesome, and Jalen Watson has been really, really good. And even the kid from Fayetteville State, Joshua Williams, he's been good. And then you got Justin Reed and Thornhill and Sneed. I mean, I like Kansas City. I think Kansas City's been there. They've done it. They're going to hit the ground running. They're not going to be intimidated by the environment. And I thought Mahomes was going to run around terribly last week and look in a lot of pain. He looked fine. Now he gets 2 more weeks to get ready, and you get Andy Reid that much extra time, and he's going against his former team. I like Kansas City. I can't believe that the Eagles are 2.5-point favorites.
They're a lot better at most positions in Kansas City. Philly's really good. I don't know, man. They haven't been here before. Yeah, they have a lot of players actually that were on that championship team a few years ago, particularly in that defense. I don't know, man. I'm not ready to pick the winner yet, but I feel like this Philly team, people are kind of just unwilling to look at what's right in front of them. I feel like they've been the best team in the league all year, like the whole year. And they've had a couple losses when Jalen Hurts was out, one when he was in, but really when he's in there, they're pretty close to unbeatable right now. The way this team is, I don't know. What is their weakness? The run defense? Like, okay, so Kansas City's going to run it on him? Kansas City's going to run it on him, huh? Is that what they do? I don't know. I can't wait. He's good. Awesome. He runs hard. I like him a lot. He is good. But you know what I'm saying about Andy Reid? He's not really committed to running the ball, again, unless he plays the Niners. I guess we'll see. It'll be interesting. But hey, what about Hardman and Toney and Juju? That doesn't give you pause?
It does make me pause. It
absolutely pause.
I'll say this too. Like some teams are just good against your team. Yeah. I get the feeling, like I watched Kansas City, struggle with the Colts this year.
Yeah.
But then they came to Levi's and hung 40 on the Niners. So
I think there is something that they can expose in the secondary. I think basically that defensive coordinator for Philly, Gannon, isn't that great. I think basically he's kind of lazy. When you have that kind of a 4-man pass rush, you get lazy. And I think what he does is just does the same thing every week and kind of just plays back and encourages the check down and banks on his offense getting a lead and his pass rush winning the game. If you go up against a team with a good a good offensive line like Kansas City has and the greatest quarterback of all time, you might get shredded. You might. And I don't know. I mean, Kyle thought he could shred him with Brock Purdy. He was wrong. But maybe Andy Reid could do it with Patrick Mahomes. We'll see. It'd be a help if he had some wide receivers healthy. It would help.
You heard Ayuk talk about his feelings on
Yeah.
Philly's defense. The Niners felt like they had the right plan to exploit it, and then their quarterback went down, and the game was over at that point.
Yeah.
But
They didn't have the right offensive line or backup tight end to exploit it, but they did have the right wide receiver.
Kelce, though, who's covering Kelce? I mean, to me, it starts right there. And then I think Pacheco can run it on him. I think you can. I'm really eager to see what Mahomes to McKinnon. You know how much that burns Philly's.
Well, here's the thing, though: if Juju's not a factor and Mecole Hardman and Tony don't play, then you just double Kelce all day and force Marquez Valdez-Scantling to beat you. And he could. Good player, pretty good player. I don't know. I think it's gonna be a good game. I hope it is because the NFC Championship game sucked. It was awful. It didn't happen. God. And then I didn't watch the game after it because I was working. Did you watch the game? I was working.
No.
I never saw it. Anyway.
I mean, I saw it eventually, but I didn't watch it. I couldn't watch it.
How did Mahomes look? Was he moving all right?
Yeah. No, he
How did he do that?
You would never know that he was hurt.
How does he do that?
I don't know what's going on with Mahomes.
I can't get the image of him running for his life against the Bucs out of my head. They got stomped by the Bucs in that Super Bowl. And now they're facing an even better pass rush. I know they had injuries in their offensive line in that game, but that's kind of what concerns me. That's what gives me hesitancy about picking Kansas City is just, man, that pass rush in Philly is just disgustingly good. It's too good. It's, the new name for it is, what did he say? What did Brandon Ayuk call it? Unfortunate circumstances. That's what their name is now. Unfortunate circumstances.
Yeah. It was unfortunate.
They are unfortunate circumstances over there.
The one thing I think is an advantage Kansas City, they've won this game, they've lost this game.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, once you've experienced the highs and the lows, I think losing the Super Bowl in some ways is one of the, it's worse than almost some way not making the game. I mean, it's just like you're on this massive stage and you lost, and you got to wear that the rest of your off season. I think that lingers with them. I think they're going to come out and fire.
I think it's such an interesting matchup in terms of roster building. On the one hand, you got the most expensive quarterback in the league. On the other hand, you got the guy on the rookie deal making $1 million. Who's going to win? Can you actually win with a cheap quarterback running the zone read, or do you have to have the superstar? In that kind of sense, I like the idea of the Eagles winning because it opens up a whole new lane for teams to actually build teams. You don't have to, because I mean, there's only top five quarterbacks. There's only one Patrick Mahomes. Only one team can have him. But other teams could do what Philly's doing. That's intriguing to me. The other thing that's intriguing is Philly had Andy Reid, let him go. Then they won a Super Bowl. Then Reid won a Super Bowl, and now they're playing each other for the official bragging rights of who was right or who got the better of breaking up. I think that's cool too.
And don't you think that's going to be motivation for Reid?
Yes, absolutely. Because part of me is like, hey, some people say Andy Reid, greatest coach. Boy, the Eagles were stupid. Other thing that you could say is Andy Reid, kind of like Kyle Shanahan in big games, and the only reason Andy Reid has a Super Bowl victory is because he faced Kyle Shanahan. So if Andy Reid takes down the Eagles, that changes things for him. He's got 2 rings now. But if he loses, then he could be like, well, maybe the Eagles were right to get rid of him. Now they won 2 rings without him, and Andy Reid, I can't wait for this game. It's going to be
big moment for the
Andy great.
Reid. Yeah,
absolutely. Yep. 49ers
also
Empires.
Spagnuolo's
yes,
there too.
And he's won.
He's won.
How many? He's won multiple. Good coach.
He won with Kansas City and he won with New York.
That's right.